Thanks for clicking on the Ochanos channel. Let's get right into it. Okay, as always, we start over at X, and I'm trying to get things that are trending, so it may jump around a little bit. Mr. Nobody posted this 11 hours ago, and it states that either they blackmailed this guy or cloned him. You tell me what's going on.
Question. Listen, that Jeffrey Epstein story is a big deal. Please do not let that story go. Keep your eye on this. Catherine Rumler, I want you, we need to keep the heat on this case, folks. There are a lot of people who are knee deep in the Washington swamp who are not telling you the truth about serious allegations out there that Epstein may have had video and audio of people out there doing things they shouldn't have been doing. And you should be asking yourself the question, how is it that all these people, the CIA director, the Obama fixer, Bill Clinton, all intersected paths with Jeffrey Epstein? Jeffrey Epstein isn't with us anymore, and nobody seems to want to talk about it. Outside of a few entrepreneurial media outlets saying, hey, this is a big deal.
He killed himself. You want me to I've seen the whole file. He killed himself.
Listen.
Okay. Yeah. I don't know. Okay, at X. This is by well, that's a lot. That would be hard to search his name. Merch. It's graduation day, not support Syria day. Did Syria give you that education? Try wearing an American flag in Syria graduation. Very disrespectful to United States of America. Good for that administrator and school for making her take that flag off. I don't know. I mean, I wonder what they would do in Syria. Okay, let's see it from the beginning. From the beginning. And go. And that is from TikTok. One thing I've noticed about TikTok is that anything that is very divisive and condescending or causes or gives a view of problems, they allow on TikTok. The minute you start talking about China or let's say the opposite, the opposite of American, which would be communism, democracy. Well, when you start talking about communism and things that are going on, they won't let you. They won't let you post it. And my TikTok account is a very good example of that. I cannot post anything that is anything at all. Well, now because of these videos, TikTok won't allow a lot of stuff on my TikTok. Okay, also trending. This was Real Robert. Look what we did. We got Trump out. This is CNN on camera admitting to taking part in the overthrow. He called it overthrow. Overthrow of the United States government during the 2020 election. Now, sue them, arrest them all for the crime of fraud, interference, and racketeering campaign. Wow, that's a big statement to make, man.
But they're propaganda.
All right, so let's see what this. How long is it? First off, I don't know. I don't know if we're gonna watch it all, but I want to hear it.
Through this term, we would always show shots of him jogging, him in aviator shades, and like you paint him as a young geriatric.
We were creating a story there that we didn't know anything about. You know, we were So that's I think that's propaganda.
Look what we did. We got Trump out. I am 100% going to say it. And I 100% believe it. That if it wasn't for CNN, I don't know that Trump would have got voted out. Our focus was to get Trump out of office, right? Without saying it, that's what it was, right? So our next thing is going to be for climate change awareness.
Do you think it's going to be just like a lot of like fear, like climate?
Yeah, fear sells. Fear sells.
No one ever says those things out loud, but it's obvious. For years.
Okay, so wow, that's pretty damaging for CNN. If there's two things that you should know about this channel is one, I have a personal walk with God. And also, when I do have the opportunity, I drop seeds, and the seeds are not mine. They're just like, read your Bible. But with that said, I want to let you know that there's two things that you can do right now with all the crazy stuff that's going on. One is read your Bible. If you've never read your Bible, read it. And then two is pray to God. That's all you need to do. Be good, read your Bible, pray to God. Once you know your Bible, you probably don't need to read it again. Maybe just use it as a reference. But that's it. Exposed. Crazy weather and a lot of things that are happening that may seem like we're headed towards something biblical. Okay, so on the 4th of July, they said, or was it the 1st of July? It was something newly discovered that is heading towards Earth. Okay, let's hear about it.
New and rare discovery courtesy of a University of Hawaii operated telescope. It's a massive object far outside of our solar system that's passing through, posing no threat to us. Here's Bryce Moore with the story.
A rare visitor from deep space is flying through our solar system. Astronomers say it's only the third known interstellar object ever discovered. It was detected by a University of Hawaii-operated telescope in Chile, part of the Atlas Planetary Defense System.
Well, these are really rare so far. It's only the third one ever. There's, 1.5 million known asteroids, and there's about 35,000 near-Earth objects.
The object, now officially named 3I Atlas, is believed to be up to 12 miles wide, much
Okay, so wait. What?
larger than either Oumuamua or Borisov, the two interstellar objects found before it. It's currently hurtling toward the sun at more than 150,000 miles per hour.
Because that's how we know it's interstellar, right? So there's no way that an object that's orbiting the sun can produce that kind of velocity.
Okay, when I heard about this, I was like, wait a minute. Didn't this already pass? Didn't we hear about it like 2 years ago? Or was that another one of the other names that he said? That's something that I plan on looking into. I just haven't had the time. But yeah, I even remember them doing like, and I asked a couple of people if they remember of some satellites being launched. I think there was 3 or 4 of them at an asteroid. So that way they can see if we needed to, could we move the object? Not even a degree. It was like less than 1 degree. But yeah, it did that. And it actually moved it more. So we have like a planetary defense plan now. Satellite thing, but nobody remembers it. So I'm like, am I going crazy? Now, of course, we were at YouTube, and we're still at YouTube, but one of my favorite guys that brings up so much stuff, Doc Rich.
I think this is on point. I actually agree with this, but what do you think? Let me know.
What do you make of what Trump has said about diversity, equity, and inclusion policies? He's basically suggested that they should be scrapped.
They should be scrapped. Yeah, diversity, equity, and inclusion are 3 wonderful sounding words that are in fact a scheme to do the exact opposite. It's to divide and it's to create inequality. It's to revive racism, but this time against white people. It's all based on this idea that there's an
This is on
oppressor and
TikTok.
oppressed. It's what I call neo-communism, because the communism before 1989 failed. It was centered around class and economic inequality. But this DEI...
Okay, so she said communism. Well, guess what? The Democratic Party is a socialist party. How can I say that? People say, "Oh no, it's like it's a democratic party. It's the party of we the people." Really? Really? Ask AI. AI will tell you the truth. Believe it or not, it will. Try it. So I watch a lot of military stuff, just because I trade in military technology and companies. And check it out. This is from, who is this from though? Q Review. Funny.
Oh shit, what's up, old timer? What you got there? This is Betsy. I got this in 19. That's cool. This is my Q Honey Badger 300 Blackout. EOTech on a Unity riser. Steiner D-Ball. True North Concepts Reach Grip. In the Q 300 Blackout suppressor. And of course, those good old 208 grain Hornady AMAX 300 Blackout bullets. This is my Bump the Night gun. What's your Bump the Night gun? Betsy. Right. Right here's my Raider S4 by Orthos 12 gauge shotgun. This is my home defense. I got this thing loaded up with some Hornady black buckshot. And of course, I got that 12 gauge JK Armament suppressor on it. Just in case somebody breaks in the middle of the night. What do you use for home defense? Betsy. What do you use if there's a bunch of people and you need to lay down suppressive fire? Betsy. You need a fight light, MCR, belt fed 223. So what brings you out here? You just doing some plinking with your little 22? I want to shoot that milk jug out there. You think you're gonna hit that milk jug way out there with that little thing? That's why I got guns like this right here. This is the Q Fix. Chambered an 8.6 Blackout. An 8.6 can on here and a Night Force NX8. This is a little bit better for them longer distance.
Bam.
That's all you're gonna shoot? I just came out here to check zero on Betsy. That's all you brought, huh? That's all you got? You don't invest in gear? No extra mag? No trauma kit? No night vision? Not even a sidearm? Nighthawk, by the way. I can't believe that's all you got. What are you gonna do when the world ends? Are those plates level 4? No.
Oh, dang. Center plate. Yeah, that was. I thought that was.
So
funny.
what's this? The guy in the back.
Okay, so Asmongold, another one of my favorites on YouTube.
Back is fighting for his life. What the is this?
I don't know if this is real.
From 43 from Davenport. This is our human trafficking and prostitution, folks. When he walks in, you think, well, I have set up a deal with an ugly woman. And I think you would all agree that this guy's an ugly woman, right? This is what you really get when the makeup comes off. You decide that you're going to hook up with a woman. She comes in, and she's already uglier than a mud fence. And then, as you start to engage, you find out, hey, this dudette is a dude, and look what he really looks like. He looks like he should have been in a Scarface movie someplace. I don't
Like, okay, I've heard the sheriff before, and he does say some not crazy stuff, but he doesn't care. He just tells it like it is. But this is the craziest, funniest that I've ever heard him be. And yeah, I think this may be real because look at the smile on her face.
This is what's happening. People think they're getting this, and many times they're getting a really bad guy. When you find them in the bar at night, you know, you try to drink them pretty, and you wake up the next morning and you see this. Yeah, that's what we call Rolex ugly.
Bro, this is the sheriff?
Rolex ugly is you wake up the next morning and they're laying on your arm and your Rolex is there and you just chew your arm off and leave the Rolex. You just got to get out of there. You don't care about the Rolex.
Okay. That was epic right there. Epic. Okay, still over at YouTube, and we have from the American Lens, an incident. I have to mute that music. Sorry. A reporter exposes Maxine Waters. This is from Unskippable on YouTube. I have to mute that beginning music. That's yeah. But listen.
Millions of illegals to be paid, their health care be paid for by taxpayers. Is that wrong? Because your constituents are having to pay for the health insurance of millions of brought in by Joe.
Okay, so I'm back.
Is that not a problem? No? Come on, it's a pretty easy question. You can condemn it. You can say yes, I do support it. I mean, your lack of an answer. Oh yeah, call the police on me for asking a congresswoman a question. That's exactly what you're doing. That's exactly what you're doing.
That's fine.
No, it's okay. So I mean, can I get a quick answer to that question? Quick answer to that question. Do you support getting taxpayer-funded health care?
You're my hero.
It's incredible. We pay these salaries. The taxpayers pay the salaries, and we can't even.
Pray for her. Pray for her. Ooh, this lady will advocate for violence. She's a Democrat, and she doesn't know it, but she is really close to a socialist. I mean, like as close to socialism as you can. Not as much as AOC, because AOC just flat out says, rich people shouldn't be rich. Rich people need to give all their money to poor people. So, yeah, Maxine Waters on a different level of good and bad. I always like to end things off with something funny. I'm trying to avoid, but even though we did see a couple of YouTube or TikTok videos, I like to end things off funny with something hilarious. But no, I couldn't find anything, so I said, "Oh man, let's end things off with something bad." ASARS. Bad arse.
I see a tank blow up from a mile away. I'm like, I can pay a little bit of taxes.
This new tank is kick-ass.
It is.
I don't even know what the new one is.
So it's called the M1E3. It has an autoloader, like the same.
This is a new tank, M1A3, right? Oh, amazing.
Same way that your rifle, like you pull the trigger once. What if we just automated that?
To my understanding, the Soviets were super big in the autoloaders, right?
Yeah, Russians got really good at it.
Yeah, but that was one of the weaknesses of their tanks, is that the autoloaders, basically, you hit anything into the turret.
The autoloaders were basically like if you were sitting in a rocket ship and let's say a mortar round that's strapped to a Mavic drone, first-person drone, you're basically going towards the sky and maybe even into orbit. It was some catastrophic explosions because of that flaw in design.
And all of those rounds go off.
And it'll fail.
I'm assuming that's a solved problem.
Yeah, so that's what we're going through testing on, so that like if you take a round, like the main battle tank should be able to tank a round and not self-destruct.
The Soviets weren't very good at that part.
Yeah.
Holy shit, the cameras on that bitch.
The reason they have so many cameras is, what if that tank was also like, I don't know, optionally manned? What if it was a robot itself? And what if we had, I don't know, like F1 seats in there that were comfortable to drive?
Wow.
And you could like have software driving it for you and help you, so that you don't have 4 dudes in a big metal box that have to crawl at the back if something catastrophic happens. Like, what if we just didn't put soldiers in really shitty situations all?
And there is what needs to be done. Don't put soldiers in crappy situations, and I think you will have a pretty good army. Anyways, that's all that we have for today. I'd like to thank every single one of you for watching the channel this long. We make a video Monday through Friday, a long video. That's this one. And then we make a short video. But I didn't make one today because Pete, he wasn't feeling it. He just wasn't feeling it. We make a short video slightly before the stock market opens or after the stock market opens. Huh, Bird Boy? Yeah? Okay. The channel's growing. Every single episode we get subscriber or subscribers, depending on how good the episode is. I guess. I don't know. But I'd like to thank every single one of you for subscribing to the channel. If you could hit that head up there, that's how you join the channel. That's how you subscribe. Thank you very much, and I will catch you in the next one.